everybody to Hot Tea and MTG. It is 5:49 in the morning. I'm drinking a cup of butterscotch blondie to start the day. It's time to talk about some trading cards, The Gathering. This is going to be my first ever deck tech video. I've got a little red-blue deck here. This guy right here that I want to go over. Now, I built this deck initially by taking red-blue cards and counting them off so that I was playing the numbers right, and then just dumping what I had into a deck. Let's just fix it later. And so that's what it is. That's what I've got here. And I've refined it several times over the last month by making purchases off of tcgplayer.com. And I mostly use it to play against my son. But it should be a 100% standard legal deck. And what I'd like to do is just go over it as is. I know it's not a great deck. It's got problems. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure and get this out there, because I want to hear, what should be subbed in, what should be subbed out, anything I should be looking for. But we've got a blue-green deck. Not blue-green. We've got a blue-red deck. Jeez Louise, it's early. Hang on a second. And let's go over what. All right, so here we are. Now all the great tech decks, all the great decks typically have names, like Fire Breather, or that sort of thing. I'm taken to calling this deck I've Lost My Keys, and I could really go for some grapefruit. So let's take a look. We got some tokens. Hang on a second. The land base is playing the numbers exactly. You're talking about 12 islands and 12 mountains. I don't own any dual lands yet. Nothing like that. We got some tokens. I don't even have anything in this deck that uses saplings, but I keep them on hand because my son does. Basic land. Yeah, here we go. And that's the land base out of the way. So let's see what we got. We're going to start with the spells. Now, at one point, I had way too many buff spells in this deck. I kept playing games where I would start with nothing in my hand but buff spells and no creatures. So we've got Run Amok, which is the red answer to Giant Strength. We've got Marauder's Axe. We've got Frenzied Rage. Frenzied Rage, I think, might be the only permanent buff spell. Not the only one, but this one comes up a lot. Blink of an Eye. I didn't think much of this card when I put it in here, but every time it comes up, it really saves the day to just bounce something. Got Sure Strike, Thud, which is a recent addition. I haven't really had the chance to play this yet, but I'm digging that one. Anticipate. Shock. Now, Shock is another one of these cards that tells me exactly how Magic the Gathering has changed. We used to have Lightning Bolt. It was the same card back in 4th edition, except it did 3 damage instead of 2. Act of Treason. Yeah, here's a good combo. Act of Treason to steal somebody's monster, and then use Thud on it to kill that monster, and then deal damage to the opponent. Arcane Encyclopedia, which is a card I love. Arcane Flight. I didn't think much of this one when I put it in, but it saves the day every time it comes out. Then we come to the curious tale of the Magistrate's Scepter. I was excited to get this card in the mail. But in practice, I haven't really been able to make much use of it. I'm finding that the cost of putting a counter on the Scepter is too great. I never want to spend 4 mana and waste a turn just charging the Scepter. You essentially have to waste 3 turns to get 1 extra turn. So that's probably not going to stay in my deck a whole lot longer. Which is a drag, because I think this might be the only rare I'm actually using. Wall of Mist. Now we're getting into the creatures. This is a leftover from the days when my deck was just, let's get lumps of blue and red so that we can have the right number of cards. Then we've got Gearsmith Guardian, Aviation Pioneer. I know this isn't the best card in the world, but I like it. I've enjoyed having the Thopters come out. I can see this at some point becoming a token deck. Mirror Image, which I combo with Thud a lot. Or not Thud. Act of Treason. I'm going to borrow your monster for a turn, then I'm going to copy it for myself and then give it back. The Grantic Titan, 5/4 Menace, and we come to the Cold Water Snapper. Cold Water Snapper has got some awesome artwork. There we go. There's the beast. Now I'm actually playing the Tolarian Scholar, 3 drop for 2/3, but it doesn't have any kind of special power, so I have to think if I look hard enough, there's going to be a better card out there than the Tolarian Scholar, but I am running it. And we have the Volcanic Dragon, 4/4 Flying Haste. I love my flying. Havoc Devils, more flying. The Snapping Drake. This is what I should get. I should get another one of these. Never mind. Okay, Scholar of Stars. This guy's going to come out for sure. He's first on the chopping block when I find another cool monster that I put in. Firebrand Archer. This one really bothers my son. As soon as I get this guy out and he starts taking damage when I play spells, it drives him crazy. Emberhorn Minotaur. Get the Hostile Minotaur. I have another Aviation Pioneer. I recently bought a Shivan Dragon. This has not, I guess so I guess I do have more than one rare in this deck. This has not actually come out in play yet, but it is nice that I have one. Takes me back. Then we get Valduke, Keeper of the Flame. Now remember that at one point I had more creature buff spells in this deck than I had creatures, and this guy's a leftover from that design. Another Archer. Mirror Image, which I love. I love that card. Spark Tongue Dragon. More flying. Diamond Mare, which is another one that saves the day. This is a really OP card in my opinion. Manticore Elemental. This is another one that's crazy. The whole idea of an afflict ability. If this guy's coming at you, you're taking damage one way or the other. So you better deal with it, brother. Avon Windmage, I love my flying, and we come to the Viashino Pyromancer. This guy, he deals this 2 damage when he comes out, but once he's on the field, he's a 2/1 creature and he's going to die right away. So I hope you make use out of him with your 2 direct damage. So that's Hot Tea and MTG for this morning. I'm running a little late now. I know that deck is not the best deck in the world, but I wanted to put it out there for that reason. Any cards you think I should sub in? If there's anything you think I should, in particular, I should track down, any sort of suggestions you guys have, I'd love to hear them. And on that note, I will see you guys next time.